Hi, everyone. Welcome to this brief video introducing how to use the Equation Maker Metalog workbooks. To download the workbook that you see on the screen here, go over to the Metalog Distributions website. Under Software, click on the Equation Maker workbook. You may wish to download one or both of them. They're very similar. I will cover both in this brief video. So let's get right to it. The Equation Maker workbook is exactly the same as the ELD Metalog single data set workbook. It's the same, except that it has additional functionality, which we've put in using macros. And that additional functionality is to provide you with the exact Metalog equation written in Excel format of the curves you see plotted above. So what I have circled here where my cursor is, this is the quantile function. This is x as a function of y on the cumulative chart here. And then down below is the probability density function. This is the height of the probability density function also as a function of y. So what happens when you use this workbook, if you change this value from 7 to 10, for example, or vice versa, you will see that this equation has updated. This is now, it was 7 before, it's a much longer equation now than it was before. If I were to change it to 2, that's a two-term Metalog, that would be a very short equation. The equation is simply the Metalog equations for the quantile function and the PDF with the A coefficients filled into them numerically and stated as a function of cumulative probability y. So you can see this 2.2 A coefficient, there it is right there, 2.23 in the equation. With the equations made in this way, it's possible now to use them in any other Excel-based application. For example, for simulation, at-risk, crystal ball, SIPMath modeler tools, you can simply cut and paste the equations and replace y with whatever random cell or cumulative probability cell you want it to refer to. And that's what we've done in this so-called example here. Here is y equals 0.25, the cumulative, and here is the same equation, but what's in the equation now is a reference to cell K53, where y is. So if you want to move it from the and the same is true for the PDF value, y primed. And if you want to see, well, what are those values instead of at the lower quartile, what are the values at the median? You just put in y equals 0.5, and both values will change to be what they are. Now, it turns out you can copy and paste these equations in into other Excel-based applications, for example, for simulation. And Brian Putt from Chevron in the next video is going to show you exactly how he does that using SIPMath modeler tools for simulation. The final thing to cover here in this video, however, is the difference between the auto recalc workbook, which is the one I'm showing you here, and the button recalc workbook, which is the one here on the right. The only difference between these workbooks is that in the one on the left, the auto recalc, every time you make a change in the workbook, the equation recalculates automatically. In the one on the right, the macros do not activate to recalculate the equation unless you go ahead and click on the Make Metalog Functions button. This is sometimes useful if you have multiple Excel workbooks open, because if you're using the auto recalc version, sometimes that can confuse Excel when multiple workbooks are open. And in that case, you would want to use the button version instead, but you would have to remember to click the button after you make changes in order to update the equations. That's it, everyone. Thank you very much for your attention and have a great day.